So I guess the first question should be, are they doing mbop?
Oh, yeah, we could. Wait. What show is this? Bop. Evan Hansen's.
I don't remember any of the Hansen brothers named Evan.
Oh. Yeah, really lean into it. Confuse the out of them, exactly.
I'm sure they've heard it.
They're gonna sit there and be like, what? And are you on? Old people.
Why are we talking to these losers?
All right, so hey, welcome to Stage Door Theater Podcast, hosted by a couple of average guys here in Toledo. I always say this. I always say, "Oh, this is exciting. We're excited," but really, we are super excited.
I'm excited.
You are more than me. You think? Are you claiming this?
I'm not
you're
sure
more
that's
excited?
ever really happened, but at this point, it's close.
It's cool. I love the fact that we're going to be talking to a couple of young, amazing, talented people on the national tour of Dear Evan Hansen. So we're going to call them right now, and we're going to, hopefully they pick up. I mean, they're together is what they said right now, so we're allowed to call them. I don't hear any ringing. Uh-oh. I think she picked up, and then now I can't hear her, so that's always wonderful. That's great technology already. Usually when I do this, it comes immediately across our system, and now I'm hearing nothing, so this is great.
I hear some editing happening now.
Hello.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. This is what happens when you deal with old people. We don't know how to work technology.
Don't worry.
Gosh. Oh, Bluetooth being actually connected to the device helps immensely. So,
It makes a lot of sense now.
That was seriously an old fart moment for me right there. I'm like, what? She can hear us, but I can't hear her. Why can I hear her? Oh, geez. Oh, anyways.
Did we say anything embarrassing?
Oh, I got it all recorded, so there was
great.
a lot of F-bombs as we were trying to figure this out and get it all situated. Oh my gosh, we got both of you here. We got Reese and Valeria.
That's right.
Okay, I just want to make sure I pronounce your names correctly because I'm terrible at all that. So I got that right the first time out?
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, awesome. So we already went on and on about how excited we were to have you on while nothing was happening. So I don't really want to go over that all over again. I'll just put that back.
But I'm still excited.
Yeah, we'll just put that back in post. So we'll just pretend none of this happened and we actually know what we're doing. Oh, boy. So we are like just a couple of guys here in Toledo. We don't really have like a history of theater and all that kind of stuff. And so we don't really dig in deep to what the shows are all about. We want to know about you guys mostly all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, because I already did some snooping on both of you.
Oh,
Ooh.
great.
So the first thing is I went to follow you both on Instagram because we got your nice little handles handed to us. I'm like, oh, I'm already following Valeria. I don't know how I managed to do that. But I didn't.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like, what? How did I do that? And then this is old man brain at its finest. I think I knew you guys were coming to town, and I looked up the cast list and I started following you. Yeah. I figured it out eventually, though.
Hey, you followed us, and that's a big step.
Stalking you like that is following you.
You found us. That's good. That's good.
And so then I went to your guys' your pages, and I got your pictures, and I looked at everything. It's like, oh, here they are. These are a couple of good-looking people, obviously. And I was reading your bios. And I thought what was interesting is that Valeria, you said you guys are both. Actually, both you guys said that you were doing this since you were biddies, little tiny biddies, and then you just got in more and more. So how did?
Yeah, I started from a young age. I started doing community theater, and I grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So
Is Allentown, Pennsylvania, like a hotbed for theater?
Not really.
Or if it's like Toledo, probably.
It has a Billy Joel song, and that's about it.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a Billy Joel song. We have like a nice little small theater community, but it's nothing like too big. But I started at a community theater there, and then just from there I kind of fell in love with it. And somebody told me about a regional theater in Philly that was doing Oliver, and they told me to audition. And I auditioned, and I got it, and that was my first professional job at like 9 years old.
Oh, like a real job where somebody actually hands you some cash
I
to
got
sing.
a job real young.
Wow.
Wait, Reese, you got to tell the story about your mother and Mary Poppins.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah, after that.
Tom's really been stalking you.
yeah. After that, I had a friend in the show that was gonna audition for the Beauty and the Beast tour, but he couldn't make it. So he told me, he was like, "I think you'd be perfect, so you should go." So just on a whim, my mom and I went to New York, and was like a 10-hour audition day, and then at the end of the day, they came into the room and offered me the part of Chip in the Beauty and the Beast tour.
Wow,
So
that's
then
amazing. But that's not Mary Poppins. What was the Mary Poppins thing, Tom? What were you talking about?
I thought you actually went and saw with your mom, and that's what you told her.
Yeah. That was my first Broadway show. I saw that, I think it was before Beauty and the Beast. I saw Mary Poppins with my mom. And at intermission, I turned to her and I was like, I need to do that. Like, I want to be.
How old were you?
I think I was 9.
9 years old, you were like, this is it. I already know. I don't need to see anything else in life anymore. At 9 years old, I know this is what I want to do.
Yep, exactly.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Meanwhile, Valeria's getting drug into her dance studio by her braids is what I read. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I started dancing since I could probably start walking. So my mom was like, well, I guess I have to put her in a studio. And I'm so glad that she did. I started when I was about like 4 years old.
So you were just dancing around the house and your mom said, I better put her in a studio?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
There you go.
I would not stop dancing in my living room. And I started ballet training. I had a pretty heavy ballet training in my studio, and I did some competition dance, and I didn't really know about musical theater until about 5th grade. I had a teacher who taught me my English lessons with Wicked, which was so cool. We learned about, like, we would dissect the lyrics, and we would, like, learn vocabulary words that they were using, and we'd sing the songs. We had this little game called Bathroom Idol, where we'd go into the bathroom, and because you could hear it, because it echoed just so much.
Yeah, it's got great acoustics in there. Yeah,
it does. So we would go in there, close the bathroom, and we'd sing part of a song. Most of the time it was Wicked, because we were all obsessed little kids with the show, and we'd all compete trying to sing.
Everybody when they first hear Wicked is obsessed with Wicked. I mean, everybody is. They're like, okay, what? How have I not known about this? Exactly.
I think that's why Kyle wore green paint for a week.
I'm a little obsessed with all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I went to, we were lucky because it just so happened to be going on tour at the Broward Center Performing Arts, which is my home theater. And that was the first show I ever saw. And I was just amazed as a little kid. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's dancing, everyone's singing. This was like, I didn't know it was something that I could do. So my love for musical theater really started pretty young, but I didn't get into it until high school. So I was kind of a late bloomer when it came to like musical theater and taking it a little bit more seriously as a career.
Yeah, it's just, we can't all be Reese. Okay. I mean, we can't all just go to theater shows and be like 9 years old. Yeah, totally. But you saw it.
He knew what he wanted to do. I was like, I'm just going to keep dancing for fun.
Yeah. But you see that stuff, and I think you probably have a similar story to lots of people who are doing it, what you're doing now. And as you see this, and you're like, wait a minute, I can do this as a job someday? That's insane. Yeah. Somebody will somebody will pay me to sing and dance and act and have fun and dress up and have all that. Yeah, that's so. I mean, at what point in time are you guys sitting there thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this? So you both thought, like in high school, you said, is that what you thought?
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was something that I could really do until like I started applying for colleges. I mean, I didn't even know what a musical theater program was.
Love it. I love that you didn't know. I do honestly love that, because it's like there's no
did Kyle,
limit.
really.
Yeah, there's no so there's people out there like, well, it's too late now. Not really.
No. It's really like never too late. I feel like I was saying, I have immigrant parents who came here when they were 18, and like that just wasn't part of their vocabulary. They had no idea about performance, and so I was really going. I did have an audition for the BFA program, and I bombed it so badly. I had no doing
BFA program where?
At Florida State University.
Florida State, gotcha.
Yeah. So I was still determined. I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn more. I'm going to do a BA theater major, which is just a general theater education. I did like lighting. I learned how to paint sets, and it was really, really cool. I actually brought in a lot of my knowledge about theater, and I was very grateful for it. And I re-auditioned for the BFA program. I had voice lessons. I took dance classes, and I was really getting into it, and I still didn't get accepted.
Wow.
But it was the best no I ever gotten in my life. I was so determined. I got into a lot of the BFA classes because I just asked questions, and I got into a lot of the shows because anyone who auditioned could technically be in the shows. And so it was really a slow burn into the career. But I really, after that big no that I got for the BFA program, I think I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to learn on my own. And it really set me up for this career. I really was so determined. I was like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. So I think that was my big moment.
I love it. I love everything about that story. I love the whole, they just kept telling you no, and you were like, you tell me no, I'm telling you no. I'll tell you, I'll show you. Yeah.
I love the fact that you took those other classes, and you probably have more respect for the other people that are like on the tour with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've had so many, I've been lucky to meet a variety of people within the industry and different levels of the industry. I mean, there's so many BFA programs that have made successful students, but there's also proof that you don't need the BFA. And I'm such a big advocate for that, obviously, because I wasn't able to get one. And just meeting everyone in between, I have such respect for the people that are on the tech side. I mean, my best friend's a production manager, so I have so much knowledge about that. Really, like, I got really lucky with the education that I got, and I didn't realize how grateful I was until it really helped me get to know people in the industry and really navigate through different types of people that I'm meeting within this industry.
I love it. I love the fact that your tale and what you just described there and talking to some of the people that we've done professionally like this is not uncommon. And a common thread in all of this stuff is the hard work. You put the time in, you put the work in, you keep showing up, you keep going to all these auditions, and then, you know, sometimes, like, we talked to a person who played Dawn on Waitress, the national tour, and she was 7 years into it, and she's got it. And she's like, that's right, baby. I was made for this role. and then it took me 7 years to discover me. We saw her. I don't know how it took her 7 years. She's totally Dawn.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. And so did either of you two ever dream? I mean, like, this is a very iconic show, obviously, that everybody knows and is such a huge deal. And here's Reese is 9 years old going to see Mary Poppins. And then here's you at Florida State fighting and crawling and trying to do everything. It's like, and now you guys are on the national tour. How did you find this out? Who told, like, when you were auditioning and all that, how was the excitement in hearing that?
Yeah, I auditioned for the show starting my freshman year of college.
Oh, wow.
And it was about like a year and a half process. I just like kept going in and kept getting callbacks, and then the role went to somebody else, and then they would call me back to the next opening, and we did that for about a year and a half. And at the when I got it, I was rehearsing a show for school. And we were in the dance studio, and I remember we got like a 2-minute break for water, and I went over to my phone, and it was a missed call from a 212 number, which, like, in our industry is like, I always joke, like, Broadway's calling. So like I saw they left a voicemail, and I was like, okay. And then first words I hear, hi, it's blah 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 from Dear Evan Hansen, and I went, I have to go call.
I have to leave now. I have to go call my family and tell everybody.
Yeah. So I went to the hallway, and I called back, and they're like, hi, we just wanted to let you know that, like, you got it. Like, you're going to be in the Broadway company of Dear Evan Hansen.
I have so many questions on that already, though. So, like, you have this, took you years and years. Like, were you, like, just finding these auditions somewhere and then just going to all of them all the time?
Yeah, because I was a child actor, I was a part of the union, so I had my equity card. Oh, cool. So they have open auditions for people in the union called EPA ECCs. So I would go to those EPAs while I was in school. I was going to school in New York City. Gotcha. So I would just show to those EPAs for shows that I thought was right for, mainly Dear Evan Hansen. I went to every EPA. Yeah. And it was just a lot of, like, persistence and coming back better than the last time I was there.
There you go. EPA's like equity performer or something, maybe, or something like that.
Equity principal.
See, I tried. I got one word right at least. So equity principal something. I already forgot the last word you said. Audition. There we go. Equity principal audition. And you just kept going back and kept trying to work on it. See, again, though, that is similar to, obviously, nose to the grindstone. Just keep doing it, man, because you expect to walk in off the street and just get the job handed to you. This isn't, and then you have a story like that too.
Yeah. I did have to graduate first.
Yeah.
So after I graduated, I moved to New York, and
you're both in New York now.
Yes. So we're both in New York now. And I had a pretty steady audition season, before the pandemic happened. I moved around September of 2019. So I think Dear Evan Hansen had an open call and I was non-union, so I had to wait in line. I wasn't able to sign up for an equity thing, but I was able to get in pretty early on for Dear Evan Hansen. And I remember I auditioned with just like a pop song. That's what they wanted to hear that day. And I didn't hear anything, but I had an agent, and he got me an appointment. And so I had basically gotten all the way to final callbacks around February 2019. And then I heard that I didn't get it for the tour. And then the pandemic happened. So everything kind of down. Then I started auditioning again when it kind of opened up. I went into like a random audition and that I had an appointment for, and I didn't hear anything for like months. And then I started getting auditions again in about like around the same time in February. And I actually had my initial call. There was construction going on downstairs.
Of course.
So there was a jackhammer that was going on the entire time I was singing in the room. It was insane. It truly, like, I could see it in their faces. They felt so bad that this was happening during my song.
Yeah, it's a horror story going on. Like, of course. Of course.
It
I'm sorry.
was hilarious. But I was so confident with going into this that I was like, I'm going to shed some tears here. I'm going to make them look at me.
There you go. Push through this.
Yeah. And our casting director, Kevin, came out and like was like, I am so sorry. Like, we heard everything that we needed to. You were great. I just wanted to apologize. Like, I was going to say if we wanted to see you again without the construction, but like, you sounded great. I was like, thank you.
Even with the jackhammer in the background is amazing. It was amazing.
It's really crazy. And then we had a work session, which is the second audition after that. And I had COVID in between. So I literally had my 10 days of COVID. And on the 11th day where I was finally able to go out, technically, I had my audition on that 11th day. So it was just perfect timing. It was meant to be. And I had a great work session with the associate director and music director. And then I had the final callback, and I was terrified for that final callback. We had a huge camera. There was
because apparently a meteor's going to land on you.
Yeah, she needs something bad to happen to get the parts, it sounds like.
Absolutely. It was like I had to like fight for this. And I was so terrified. My associate director actually read the scene with me because I had to do it over 3 times because I was so nervous. And he was like, you know what, I'm going to read with her because we had a different reader that day. So he got up and like went behind the panel and was like reading the scene with me, which was so crazy. And I'm so grateful that he did because it just really calmed me down.
Reese, are you listening to this story? Do you want to retell your story now with more drama?
Yeah. I want to make mine better.
Yeah, this is no comparison. I'm sorry. Reese over there, you need to start feeling bad. Feel bad that you got it easier than her is what it sounds like. Just then Bigfoot roared in. It's like, what's happening? The poor Valeria has this terrible experience, but she gets the role. Oh.
I literally cried my eyes out after I was on the phone with all my friends and family. Like, I didn't get it. I was so bad. I messed up. And then I got the call like 2 days later.
Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah,
are we on tour right now?
Yeah, where are you guys at?
We're in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, because you guys aren't even in Toledo, not even close to Toledo yet. And so Chattanooga, Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah, we have a nice Airbnb here.
Oh, nice. A nice Airbnb.
How far into the tour are we?
We have 6 weeks left.
Yeah.
Oh, not much.
So we're near the end, I think.
So you guys are ready to go. You guys are like pros, and you guys are understudies for major roles. You guys have all of these. Like I looked at Reese's. You're understudy for like every guy. So what in the world? Do you just have to memorize the show from front to end all the way because you just never know when you're going to jump in?
Yeah, basically. Well, Evan is such a big role that learning Evan, you kind of already know 70% of the show.
Gotcha.
The other roles are a little smaller than Evan, but everyone in the show is a principal, so everyone has a really big role in the show. But it was a crazy process to learn 3 roles. This is the first time I've ever covered a role in a show, so it was definitely a learning curve.
And Valeria, this is your first national tour. I saw that too. So that's
it is.
That's amazing. And then you also understudies everybody, I think.
Yeah, I understudy the 2 teenage girls, yeah.
So that's just everybody. Everybody just has to understudy everybody is what it sounds like. How many times do you guys actually perform, though?
Oh, you're just counting it.
I think in a couple of weeks, because our Alana is on vacation, I think I will be to 66 shows total.
you'll be to. I'm sorry. What? How many have you like? I'm sorry. How many? I'm sorry. I didn't make that clear. That was my mistake.
That's okay.
How many times have you got to play Zoe? Is what I should say.
Or Alana.
Or Alana.
So, well, both of them together, 66 shows.
So she did answer.
Oh,
what
you
were
did
saying.
answer it. You've played it 66 times already?
Yeah,
Oh my
already.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My bad. I guess I didn't realize how many times the show is actually performed. It must be performed a load more than I realized.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I think it's, 34 a month? 34 shows a month?
Wow.
I've done a month worth of shows altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Same with you, Reese, or about the same amount, or?
Yeah, I think I've done 75 up to this.
75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These aren't rookies here, by the way.
No, should we probably tell them a little bit about what the show's
Yeah,
about? I mean, maybe
let's-
a little bit, just in case somebody in the universe.
Here's a
in
thought. I've
Toledo
never
doesn't.
seen this.
Oh,
I have
okay.
heard it, and I know the music. I've listened to the music a number of times. And I love the music, but I don't really
Yeah.
know the show. So, talk me into going to this show.
Okay. We always work on this pitch because it's such like it's such a hard like thing to do. It's mainly about, or like general like one sentence gist is it's about 8 people trying to connect. So it mainly follows Evan and like him dealing with his social anxiety and wanting. It starts at the first day of school and he really wants to like start off the year on a good foot and really make friends and really make this year different, and then it just kind of goes awry from there. And the situation ends up happening where he needs to lie to make the situation better, and it kind of snowballs from there.
It really touches on like subjects about mental illness and suicide and how it feels to be lonely in different forms, like as a mother, as a husband, as a friend, as a teenager in high school. There's just a bunch of different themes and different characters that a lot of people I think can resonate with, no matter where you are in your life, who you have in your life. And so it's just a really beautiful story and shows a lot of lessons about how you choose to connect with people and what really means, how to truly connect with yourself and another human being. So it's a big life lesson, I think, of a story.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. It has gorgeous music. I think that there are topics in here that so many people can connect with, and that is why it has become such a sensation over the years, because of those 3 things. Obviously, the fact that it is a great story and that it is great music, but then those topics, like you said, being able to connect with everybody. Like there's fathers, there's mothers, but there's the young children or young adults in the show. I think a lot of people out there in the world can absolutely find something in this show that they can say, "Oh, I totally relate with that." That's something.
Yeah.
My son actually lives in New York, and he went and saw the final performance of the Broadway show.
Oh, that's so lucky.
I know, he's so lucky. Very lucky. He's got a little closing day hat, but it was his show that he adores and absolutely wanted to see. And so when he found out that they were going to be closing, he bought the tickets before he even moved there because he knew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just knew. He's like, well, I'm going to be there. So if I'm going to be there, it was funny though because I asked him, I said, but you're just going to go by yourself? He's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going. I'm like, okay. Like,
The fans of this, like, truly, one of the most heartwarming parts of being a part of this is really like people like him that just like really support this show and just love it so much. It makes us feel very lucky to be part of something like this.
Absolutely.
It was just like we're lucky to have you guys on the cast, obviously, here to hear you guys, and they got to hear some of your life story, not just go see the show, guys. It's a great show.
So Reese, when you play Evan, do you have to break your arm every night?
Yeah, they take us into a back room and they break our arm.
They say, do you want the
Sounds
paycheck
painful.
or not?
But does the cast get itchy or something?
Reese, we're kind of kindred spirits, though. I have a mini weenie dog too.
You have a mini weenie dog?
Yes, I have a mini weenie dog. His name is Marty McFly. Actually,
that's so cute. What color? What color?
oh, he's a traditional like red color. He looks just like a wiener dog would look if you see him. Like, oh, that's a picture of a wiener dog. That's it. But he's mini, just like yours. This is a mini guy.
Yeah, I love. I've always had mini dachshunds. I love them so
They're
much.
just ridiculous. They're just so fun and cute. And where do you guys go since you're New Yorkers? Where's your pizza place?
Oh,
Oh,
I love two bros.
Two
but I don't know if
Bros!
those exist anymore.
no, it does.
One in
Yes,
Times Square.
it's totally there. Two Bros is still there.
It's still-
$1.50 a slice.
I haven't been. Oh, it's $1.50 now.
Yeah, they raised the price. I know. Yeah, $2.50. I see how it is. Yeah. Now you can't get the 4 slice. Yeah. See, Two Bros. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Valeria, same place. You know it is, right?
I love a good Joe's Pizza. I
Joe's
think I'm
Pizza.
a classy New York Joe's Pizza.
All right. So if we go to New York, everybody's going to New York because everybody goes there. It's a place to go, obviously. You got to get
course.
two Bros for $1.50 a slice or go to Joe's. Those are the 2 options, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Real quick, I want to tell them people when the show is here in
Oh,
Toledo because
yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah,
they're going to
yeah.
be listening to it. It's
Of
Dear
course,
Evan.
we should say
Obviously
that.
at the Stranahan Theater, and it's Tuesday, June 13th to Sunday, June 18th. And get your tickets now at the Stranahan Theater, and I think there's other places through the American Theater Guild. You can get them.
Yeah.
And through Stranahan.
And also, thanks for coming on. Sorry. Tom's
You
right.
have to actually
Tom's
promote
right.
the
You
show.
should have actually told us when the show was going to be.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought I'd get that in real
Yeah.
quick.
Thank you, Tom.
I hope to be there.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to try our darndest to be there, actually. We try and come to all of them because we're addicts. We can't help it.
We've become that since
Yes.
we've started doing this. Yeah. It's kind of sad. But no, it's great. Hey, I got a quick question. Do you ever think about the people leaving the show? What do you think they're thinking about as they're going home from this show?
Ooh, that's deep.
That was deep, wasn't it? Sorry.
A lot of people are probably thinking about their moms.
Oh, nice.
I think a lot of people are probably thinking of their either current situation as a teenager, as a young kid, or adults are thinking about how their experience in high school was. I think they're reflecting on life for sure. I think it's hard to watch the show, especially in Act 2, and not reflect on some sort of theme that is talked about in there. So I think it's a lot of reflection, a lot of wiping tears and
And
blowing
snot.
nose,
Yeah.
and a lot of life when they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of life. Agree. Rethinking about their relationships that they have, I bet.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Is that it, Tom? You got another
I think
question?
that's it.
Okay.
Should I quit whispering?
I was like, I don't want to cut you off again because that was a good question.
No, that's okay. It's fun
I'm like,
talking
I want
to
to
these
leave
guys.
on the pizza note, I'm like, pizza. Yeah.
I hope you guys are not just the understudies the night you're there. I hope you're actually performing in one of the characters when you're here in Toledo.
Yeah.
And
There's a chance.
There's a chance. That would be so nice.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Let us know if you end up coming so we can say hi.
Get out
yeah.
of town.
Well,
Because don't
we'll be
say
in the
that
audience
to us.
and
We'll
yell.
show up.
Yeah, we will. We'll get up in the middle show and I talked to
We'll get
you.
you a hat.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us and have this conversation. You guys have a great night.
You're great. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.